Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Public Affairs. Once again, this is Awi Abayaring, and introducing to you our very special guest, Mayor Binay of Makati City, Philippines, proclaimed as the world's top mayor many, many times. And so he's here to greet you one and all. Greetings and welcome to Public Affairs, Mayor Binay.
Thank you for those kind words, Awi. I am privileged and honored to be here at your studio, the well-known Radio Manila.
Thank you very much. Well, we are heard and, of course, viewed by thousands of listeners and viewers around the world. I'd like to know what motivates you to run for President of the Philippines in 2010. I understand you announced your candidacy at City Hall during your birthday celebration. What makes you so encouraged to run 2010, Mayor Binay?
Well, research, Awi. You even know the date of my declaration. At any rate, my friends, I've been a mayor since February 1986. In fact, I'm the most senior of all local government officials in the whole country, starting from governors down to vice governors, board members, up to the barangay level. And so my training is more on the executive department. I usually say, if ever I'll be lucky enough, I'll be fortunate to be elected. The following day after my predecessor would leave Malacanang, I will not be there in what they term in the academic community as OJT. You know what an OJT is? An on-the-job training. I won't be there on an on-the-job training. I'll be bringing my experience since 1986 as an executive. After all, my city basically is no small city, either finances or either in population. Makati has a nighttime population of 600,000. Daytime population balloons to 4 million because of the number of employees that are working in the city of Makati. And when I came in February 1986, our coffers had only 270 million pesos. Not to say the fact that our bureaucracy was in disarray. Last year, from a 270 million peso revenue in 86, last year we had a revenue of 10.6 billion pesos. And we take pride to say that the most affluent of all barangays in the whole country comes from my city. And that is Bel Air, which has a budget of 240 million pesos.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you're heard by thousands of people around the world and many Filipino Americans, overseas workers. Let us talk to them. Let me find out the heart and soul of Mayor Binay. What is the platform of government when you assume the presidency, even when you get elected? What would be your concerns for the Philippines and in its order of importance?
You know, Awi, what I've learned is the first thing to do is determine what the problems are. And we know already what the problems are. Poverty, hunger, unemployment, peace and order, graft and corruption, of course. So you have those problems. How to attack that problem, this is where we'll have to work out on how we're going to handle it. And on the basis of my experience, I come from the local government. And my feeling is when you have a progressive barangay, it will lead to a progressive municipality or town. And when you have a progressive municipality or town, you will have a progressive province. And where the provinces are progressive, definitely you have a progressive Philippines. What is wrong, which has been going on for quite a time, is the fact that our government is too centralized. You have a president who would be giving money as if the money is her money after all. No, that's not the case. What should be done is, I think we'll have to support the local governments financially and give them the authority, because as you give responsibility, there must be an authority. There are a lot of cases which I can cite. But the fact is, we have now growth-oriented local executives. The only problem there is they don't have the financial backing. And if we have to, for example, face the problem of graft and corruption, can you just imagine, Awi, that where you have a project worth 100%? Incidentally, from the total expenditure of the national government, 82% of the expenses would be incurred by the national government, and 18% is the activity or the participation of the local governments. Why don't we change that? Why don't we make the expenses more on the part of the local governments? For after all, who would know the problems in the field? People in the field, is it not? So why don't we reverse it, make it 70-30 in favor of the local governments, or 60-40 for that matter, so we can reverse and minimize. I'm not saying clear the issue of graft and corruption, but definitely it will be minimized from what is happening throughout the years. And you find our public works to be number one in graft and corruption every year. Why not? Because from a 100% amount, it follows the level of from the central, and that is Manila. It passes through the regional office of public works, passes through the provincial office of public works, and by the time the mayor or governor receives that appropriation for a project from a 100%, it is reduced already to 30%. I have yet to meet a governor or mayor who will deny what I've just stated. I've met hundreds of them, and everybody had confirmed that from a 100% coming from the center, then what they receive is only 30%. You have a president, for example, who has a son in the Bicol region, one district, and yet last year she extended to him billions and billions of pesos. You see the inequity already here. You see where favoritism would come. Whereas if immediately when the year starts, you give already the necessary financial expense for the governors and the mayors to use for purposes of growth and development in the city or province for that matter, you will have a progressive Philippines.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, there are so many concerns about the Philippines: housing, employment, you have health care, you also have the environment and many other things. I will have more programs with Mayor Binay in the future, and I'm sure you'll tune in to Public Affairs. But Mayor Binay, as we end our program, I'd like to know, who will be your closest opponent? You're so used to winning. A victorious landslide all the time for many years. Now, this is a different fight. This is campaign towards Malacanang to become the president of the Philippines. Is there a formula?
Well, as usually I say, when I became a mayor, it was part of destiny. If I become a president, it's part of destiny. But destiny means preparation and experience. And that's the reason why, I was listening a while ago when you were mentioning the problems that we have to face. Let me just say, these problems I had already encountered as mayor of the city of Makati. They are not new to me. And I had my way of solving these particular problems. And that's why we've been so proud in Makati. We have delivered and met the challenges of what our people wanted us to do.
Mm-hmm. Mayor Binay is known for the yellow card to access medical care and hospitalization, free public school system in the city of Makati, which could become nationwide when you become president, and definitely more other plans for the city. Mayor Binay, a message to the entire world today?
As I said, it's always an honor and privilege to be a part of your program here in Radio Manila. I hope, my fellow citizens of the Philippines, do not despair, don't be frustrated. There is still hope. We know what the problems are, and that is necessary in trying to resolve these problems.
Thank you very much. It's been a privilege on my part for Mayor Binay to be here in Public Affairs. Thank you so much for watching and for listening. This is Awi Berry once again saying goodbye for now. Thanks so much for watching on Wawi TV. Till then,